My heart is pounding with excitement as I envision you hearing what follows. This has been an exciting and rich experience for my family for over 10 years. We are closer than ever to the vision described above. While your list may look a bit different than mine, I have a passion to see you make progress. By the way, if you're interested, the book contains small group discussion questions for you. Also, if you have time, drop me a line at response@makingroomforlife.com. Let's start with the problem. What is it? Simply put, many of us have squeezed living out of life. We don't have time to soak in life and deep friendships. We're always running around trying to get to the next event. This presents at least two major problems. First, our busy lifestyles stimulate a toxic disease called crowded loneliness. But there's even a deeper problem. In our original design, we were created with a connection requirement. And if this requirement is not met, we will die. Chapter 1, Crowded Loneliness, Managing Too Many Worlds. Consider the average day of a typical middle-class family in America. The family rises at 6 a.m. Everyone fends for himself or herself for breakfast. Dad heads out at 6:45 to beat the 7 a.m. traffic. His normal commute without excessive traffic is 45 minutes. Mom and the two children are out the door by 7:15. Mom drops her elementary son off at school at 7:40. 20 minutes later, she arrives at her workplace. At 3:30 p.m., the children are done with school and enter an after-school program. Mom skips lunch so she can rush out the office to pick up the kids by 5. She arrives home at 5:30. 15 minutes later, one son has baseball practice. She gets both kids in the car and rushes to make it to the baseball field on time. The other son has a game at 8 p.m. She calls her husband on the cell phone while taking her son to baseball practice to make sure he can grab the second child at the field and get him to his game by 7:30. Dad leaves the office at 6 p.m., unsuccessful in his efforts to make it through his to-do list. Traffic is now an issue. The 45-minute commute stretches into an hour and 15 minutes. He arrives at the practice field at 7:15 with all the signs of road stress. He kisses his wife, waves to his son in center field, whooshes the second son into his SUV, and heads to the game field about 15 minutes away. Son 1 finishes practice at 7:30, and he and Mom head for home. On the way, they stop at Taco Bell for dinner. They arrive home at 8 p.m. The boy turns to the video games while Mom checks the mail. Meantime, the baseball game gets started a little late and doesn't end until 9:45 p.m. Dad is still in his business casual clothes, but he does appreciate the forced break to watch his son play ball. On their way home, they make a quick stop at McDonald's drive-thru window. They arrive home at 10:30 p.m. Once in the house, son 2 reveals that he hasn't finished studying for his history test he was supposed to take tomorrow. After 45 minutes of shoving facts into her son's short-term memory while he inhales a McDonald's Happy Meal, Mom sends him to bed. It's now 11:15 p.m. Mom and Dad flop into bed dead tired. They watch a little television, exchange a few words, mostly action items for the next day, and then the lights go out. Mom falls asleep almost immediately. Dad, on the other hand, doesn't. He lies there thinking about all the things that must be done. He knows he needs to sleep, so he gets up and swallows a sleeping pill. It seems to be the only way he can get a good night's sleep lately. It bothers him a little, but he doesn't see any alternative. Tomorrow promises to be more of the same. Things seem a little harried and out of hand, but the following assumptions keep families like this from making changes. 1, everybody lives this way. 2, this is the privileged life that can only be maintained with hard work and discretionary money. 3, things will even out soon. This is just a temporary season of busyness. Maybe this mirrors your life. The activities may be different, but the movement and noise are all the same. The initial thought is that the more financial resources you have, the more likely you'll have a stress-free, relaxing life. In reality,